Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most harrowing conflicts of our time, the Israel-Gaza war that ignited in 2023. Over the past months, the situation has been as fluid as it is tragic. And today we're going to unpack the hostage crisis, the latest updates from the Israel Defense Forces, and the current state of the conflict. Grab a seat and take a deep breath as we navigate through these turbulent events with a mix of sober reflection and a questioning eye toward the future. On October 7th, 2023, a brutal assault by Hamas changed everything. In the chaos, approximately 251 people were abducted by Hamas militants during an attack that shocked the nation and the world. Families were torn apart as hostages, men, women, and children, were taken into captivity in Gaza. While some were released in previous prisoner exchange deals, many remain, their fates uncertain, and their families living in perpetual anxiety. Recent reports hint at possible shifts. Hamas has signaled willingness to release some hostages under specific conditions. For instance, just days ago, reports emerged that they might release additional American hostages, though concrete progress remains elusive. The grim reality for the remaining captives, many of whom are minors, continues to haunt Israeli society. Families are rallying, with heartfelt protests echoing through the streets, each chant a plea for the safe return of a loved one. Fast forward to recent developments. The Israel Defense Forces, after a temporary lull marked by a ceasefire that lasted nearly 2 months, have resumed operations with renewed intensity. On March 18, 2025, Israeli airstrikes restarted across Gaza, shattering the brief calm. Over 400 Palestinians were reportedly killed in just a 24-hour period, an ominous reminder that, according to Prime Minister Netanyahu, this is just the beginning. IDF operations have targeted what they describe as terrorist infrastructures, focusing on Hamas command centers and militant strongholds. Meanwhile, ground forces continue to make tactical gains, advancing in regions like Khan Yunis and Rafah. So where do we stand now? The humanitarian crisis in Gaza is reaching catastrophic proportions. Decades of dense population, combined with recent relentless bombardments, have reduced entire neighborhoods to rubble. Infrastructure, schools, hospitals, homes, has been decimated, leaving nearly 2 million people displaced and in desperate need of aid. International agencies are scrambling to deliver food, water, and medicine under extremely challenging conditions. Even in tents, we are not safe, said a survivor of one of the airstrikes, capturing the despair felt by countless families in Gaza. On the diplomatic front, efforts to broker a lasting ceasefire continue amid fragile talks. The United States, along with other international partners, is pressing for humanitarian pauses. However, amid a backdrop of severe internal political tensions in Israel, exacerbated by protests over Netanyahu's handling of the hostage situation, the path to peace remains murky. Meanwhile, within Israel, national sentiment is a mix of hardened resolve and deep sorrow. Families of hostages and fallen soldiers hold vigils, and public rallies demand that every last hostage be returned home. Yet, for many, there's also a critical voice questioning whether the prolonged military campaign might be sacrificing long-term prospects for short-term tactical gains. As we reflect on this conflict, it's hard not to feel the weight of history bearing down on us. There's something almost tragic in the repetition of old wounds, a reminder of past conflicts and the enduring pain that war brings. Yet, in this darkness, there are also sparks of resilience. Families continue to hope, communities rally together, and voices, though laced with sorrow, are rising in call for a future where such tragedies are not repeated. The hostage crisis, the renewed operations by the IDF, and the dire humanitarian situation in Gaza compel us to ask tough questions. What does true security mean in a region scarred by decades of strife? Can a balance ever be struck between military objectives and the sanctity of civilian life? And most importantly, how do we ensure that the voices of the oppressed and the grieving are heard above the clamor of conflict? Thank you for joining me on this in-depth look at the Israel-Gaza war. Let's keep questioning, let's keep learning, and above all, let's hope for a path toward lasting peace. Before you go, join our journey for truth and hope. Hit subscribe, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this video. In a world where history echoes its lessons and the future is written with both skepticism and resilience, Your voice is essential. Stay curious, stay courageous, and together, let's forge a better tomorrow.